Hey, everybody. We're going to do a short little summary on love, not summary, but capture what I posted this morning on my Facebook page. And then we're going to get on with the starting of this uh, 2 day session interruption with the love study on growing herbs and the different types of herbs and how to grow them and what they're good for, etc. So, hopefully, several people will watch this video. I'm hoping at least a half dozen get something out of it. I, but I want to capture just a few things that I posted on my Facebook Battle Ready Prayer and Encouragement Ministry this morning about love, um, and then we'll get on with herbs. Love never stops being patient. Love never stops believing. Love never stops hoping. Love never gives up. So if you get anything out of that, remember love never stops hoping. Love never gives up. If you're a follower of Christ, you must love everyone in the same way that Christ loves you. And we're going through a Bible study on love. So just remember this: if you are a Christian, you must love everyone in the same way that Christ loves you. That means you're to accept them completely, love them unconditionally, forgive them totally, and consider them extremely valuable, whether you like them or not. So if you're going to get anything out of that, remember this: treat everyone exactly the same. Love everyone non unconditionally, just like you love Jesus Christ. This is not an option, it's a command. Now I am giving you a new commandment: love each other just as I have loved you. You should love each other. John 13:34. Loving each other in this way will transform all your relationships. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13:7, love never stops being patient, love never stops believing, love never stops hoping, and love never gives up. That's how God loves you. He never stops being patient. He never stops believing. He never stops hoping for the best in your life, and he never gives up. And God wants you to love others the same way. Love never stops being patient. Love extends grace, and you can offer grace to others. So these are very important things that you remember. Love never stops believing. Love expresses faith. Love allows you to say, even though we're having a tough time, I will never stop believing in you. Love never stops hoping. Love expects the best. Are you experiencing the best in your relationships, in life, at work, at home? Or have you settled for less than the best? If you settle for less than the best, you need to rethink your life here. And you need to think about love. And you need to do some serious praying. Love endures the worst. With love, you can say, you can throw everything at me, but I'm going to keep on loving you no matter what you throw at me. I'm going to read a prayer to you that I want each and every one of you to pray. I don't know if you're going to see this, but probably not. It's not going to be backwards. Dear God, I admit that I have made a mess of my life as far as love and in all relationships. Relationships are complicated and broken, and I have failed. And I often settled for less than the best. My relationships need a transformation, Father, and I need your help. I want you to begin by changing me, Father. Deliver me from all my fears because I can see how they make me distant, defensive, and even demanding. Today and every day from now on, I want to surrender my heart to you. I want to learn to live my life dwelling in and filled with your love. Help me accept others, Father, just as you accepted me. Help me to love others unconditionally, just as you loved me. Help me forgive others totally, just as you've forgiven me. And help me be of value to others as much as you value me. Help me to extend grace to and express faith in the people around me. Help me to expect the best in others. And when the worst happens, help me to endure it with grace and lift them up. In your precious name I pray. Amen. Pray that prayer. Keep praying it. I will reread this in every Bible study we do this week because I think it's extremely important as we work through this series on love. Let's talk a little bit about herbs. And Judy, you missed the beginning. It was on love. It was a copy of the Bible study that I posted on Battle Ready Prayer and Encouragement Ministry. I don't know if you read them. It's on my Facebook group about love. Love never stops being patient. Love never stops believing. Love never stops hoping, and love never gives up. I'm going to go over the same thing and spend 7 or 8 minutes on that every day this week because looks like I spent 6 minutes because it's so important that we know about this little study that I just went over. And it's also posted on Facebook for everyone to see. Now let's get on with the herbs. And again, I will redo that tomorrow, Judy, but if you listen to the video at the beginning, you can get it. Herbs, culinary, tea, healing properties. Herbs have been used for centuries. They're mentioned in the Bible. The Bible talks about hypots and other herbs, sage and oregano and basil. Today, herbs are becoming even more popular than ever because of the ease to grow by just about anyone. Cooks love the unique flavors that herbs tend to put in foods and drinks. I have gotten into growing herbs. I made a vegetable soup over the weekend and I put oregano, I put basil, I put hypots. Yes, hypots. I put Thai basil. You know, these different herbs really give you a unique flavor. I put ginger, I put garlic. You know, herbs flavor things and make them so much better. The main thing I'm talking about in the studies, the types of tea, and we're going to get into that, but I just want to explain a little bit about herbs and what they're used for. Many herbs are grown for their flowers, leaves, roots, and oils. Yes, you can get oils by pressing leaves, etc. Most of these herbs, you dry the flowers and the leaves, but the leaves has a different healing property maybe than the flower. Many crafters use dried herbs in flower arrangements, potpourri, wreaths, etc. as well. Gardeners value herbs for their quantities, including the vigor, low maintenance, natural resistance to pests and bugs. You know, you grow tomatoes and squash, bugs tend to mess with them, they rot. Most herbs you'll have no problem with at all growing. Now, I'm going to tell each and every one of you that I suggest growing herbs above ground in containers, plastic burlap bags, buckets, containers, because you can move these around easy. If you got ants that are invading a part of your yard, you can move them around to a place they're not. Place gets too much water, too much sun, you can move them. So I think container gardening is awesome. I have an above ground area. I grow things and I use burlap bags. And it doesn't matter where I am on the earth, I can take these bags with me and plant herbs and grow herbs. When most of us think about herbs, we picture kitchen seasonings basil, rosemary, sage, thyme, garlic, and we forget about all the important herbs in my book as a tea drinker. Yet, almost every herb, common herb, can be used for many more things than just cooking. They can be used for flavoring, medicine, fragrance, dyes, healing. And like I said, most herbs can be grown above ground as long as they have proper drainage. There is some herbs like the watercress nasturtium that prefers to grow in water and it dies back in the winter, but in the United States where it gets cold. Um, but you can grow watercress nasturtium like in a. I have a wheelbarrow that I grow it in that's filled with goldfish, and I have it growing on the side. And it again, it's nasturtium tea is great if you're sick with a cold. Nasturtium is really good, and we're going to get into this um, shortly. There's one thing with growing herbs. Most of them prefer sun, but not direct sun for like 12, 13 hours a day. So, as the sun moves in our sky, you want to be sure that these plants just don't stand right out in the open where they get sun from morning to night. That there's some form of blockage, like buildings and walls. And a lot of them can't handle heavy winds because they get stressed. Plants are, you know, live things and they can get stressed. And it's much better to sort of block from direct wind. So we're going to go over some herbs and their benefits and healing properties. And this is just a small list of what I suggest or I am telling you about today. Um, what I am growing from seed or will be growing from seed very shortly, just to let you know that I've started bee balm, chamomile, coneflower, pineapple sage, catnip, stevia, lavender, sweet basil, Greek oregano, grapefruit mint, chocolate mint, mocreon mint, lemon balm, peppermint, motherwort, marigold, high pots, sage, regular mint, regular oregano, and Vietnamese balm. Those have all been started, and I will have some coming back like uh, um, God, I can't remember what it is. Give me a second. I've lost it. Lost train of thought here. Rosemary. Rosemary stays outside all winter in most of the United States. Uh, I left some in a greenhouse and forgot them, and it died. But the one that I left outside is doing well and thriving because it's a woodsy plant and does well. But let's just talk about herbs in general, and then tomorrow we'll cover teas after we go over our love Bible, love study that I posted on my Facebook group. Nutmeg. I don't grow nutmeg, but I included it in here. But it relieves pain, soothes indigestion, cognitive function, detoxification, skin, takes care of oral conditions in your mouth, increases the immune system, and improves blood circulation. Again, I don't grow nutmeg. While I'm on nutmeg, I do grow a very exotic herb. It's called the toothache plant. The whole plant is edible. When you have a toothache, your mouth hurts. The dentist will put Novocaine on it as he pulls or fixes the tooth. Novocaine numbs your mouth. The flower on the toothache plant looks like an alien spaceship, and the leaves are a real green. The plant grows about 10 inches to 20 inches tall. Let me get on my phone and see if I can find the toothache plant flower. Um, it's a really amazing plant. I started growing it last year because I thought it was really unique. I'm working on a picture. The toothache plant is really unique. Um, Let me know when you can see this. This is what the flowers look like. And again, it grows about 10, 15 inches tall. It's yellow flower with a red center. Inside the flower are seeds. So if you save let a couple flowers dry, you got all the seeds for next year. I plant these in a early in the spring, so I can have it by end of summer. It's a really unique plant, and I can provide seeds for people if they would like some seeds to try some of these plants and herbs out. The next one Ginger. Now, ginger is really good for the digestive health, reduces muscle pain when consumed regularly. I suggest ginger pills for people, but if you grow your own ginger and use it readily in cooking, that's far better than any pill you can, vitamin pill you can get. Um, helps lower blood sugars, may lower cholesterol. It's an antitoxin, can help treat arthritis, inflammation, infection. Now, ginger will grow in the ground like potatoes. You'll be growing like the roots. And if you get a root from like your local grocery store and let it sit on the windowsill for a couple of days, and then maybe cut the root up into 4 or 5 pieces like you do a potato when you plant it, and then just put it in some good potting soil. Don't use heavy clay, use potting soil, and ginger will grow just like potatoes. Paprika, packed with micronutrients, beneficial compounds for fiber, vitamin A, vitamin E, B6, and iron. B6 is really good for you. It helps you alertness. It helps give you energy. In addition, it promotes healthy vision, it's an antitoxin, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer properties. Paprika, a great herb. Cummins, it's an antitoxin, digestive aid, assists with blood sugar, antibacteria, anti-inflammatory. It helps boost memory. It works for weight loss. Turmeric. Everyone's heard of turmeric. It's a natural inflammatory, neutralizes free radicals in the body, improves brain function, shown in aid of fighting depression, and it's a potential cancer fighter. Cloves, bone health, regulates insulin in your body, antibacterial, including E. coli, high in antitoxins and nutrients. Now, when we discuss the ones for tea, that will be tomorrow. I'm going to discuss just herbs for tea and how to dry them. I use a dehydrator when we dry. Many people in the world don't have access to a dehydrator, and I would suggest drying on like a clothesline. Hanging on a clothesline in direct sun that will dry, or you can use a tray in the oven. Cheyenne pepper. I love pepper. I love hot pepper. Um, habaneros and pepper. I put hot pepper on just about everything. Cheyenne pepper, metabolism booster, helps reduce hunger, lowers blood pressure, assists in digestive health, pain reliever, improves paralysis, and it also is a cancer fighting agent. Everyone loves cinnamon. When I cook breakfast types of food for dinner, bacon, potatoes, and eggs, and sometimes French toast, I put cinnamon on my French toast as I cook it. Cinnamon helps metabolism, glucose, and liver. It's an antitoxin, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and it helps blood flow. One of my favorite is basil. There's so many types of basil. You have Thai basil, you have Greek basil. You probably have 15, 20 types of basil. I use Thai basil a lot. I use Greek basil and then just a regular variety of basil. Basil is a fast grower with a big leaf, about anywhere from like that big to half the size of my hand. Um, and one leaf goes a long way if you use it fresh. When you dehydrate it, you're putting these herbs away for cooking for the next whole year. So just think about that. You grow one, I grow 3 or 4 basil plants, and I have enough basil to put away all the way to the next growing season because it produces that much, even dehydrated. As I dehydrate it or dry it out, I put it into Ziploc baggies, not letting any air in. Be sure you dehydrate it totally, that none of it's still wet, and it will be good for a year or two at least. So, I'm going to go over that. How to save these herbs and put them away. How to make your teas, what you mix in the tea, the different types of teas, etc. Basil, excellent source of vitamins, iron, magnesium, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, omega-3 fatty acids. The oil can be used from basil for treating cuts, wounds, and skin infections. Basil is used in a lot of Italian cooking. It's great in soups And you can even put hints of some of these different types of basil on teas as we'll go over. Oregano. There's so many types of oregano. Oregano is one of my favorite herbs. You have one form of oregano called Cuban oregano that will grow ooh, 5, 6 feet in diameter if you lit it. It just runs. It prolific. It's a garden invader. It's very pretty, very good smelling oregano. Not used that much in dehydrated because the leaves are very thick and hard to dry. However, fresh cooking it adds a lot of flavor to Italian dishes and Mexican dishes quickly. Um, and it's annual, so we'll die back at the end of the season. Uh, Depending on where you are in the world, Africa, you might be able to grow it year round. I see someone new in here. Not sure who they are, what that means, but hello. So oregano, Greek oregano. You got your regular oregano. You got your Cuban oregano, and you got pineapple oregano and so many different types. And oregano is really good fighting infections, staph. It's a great antibacterial, loaded with antitoxins, great source of fiber and vitamins. Awesome herb. Rosemary. This is great in cooking meats. Um, Also good, can be used in teas. And this is an awesome herb. It's almost impossible to kill this plant once you started it. Rich in antitoxins, improves digestion, memory, concentration, brain aging, cancer fighting, protection against so many illnesses. Rosemary is great. Hi, son in Uganda. You can go back and watch the video from the beginning because you missed the opening about 6 minutes on love. Love never stops being patient, believing, hoping, and love never gives up. I seriously recommend you go back and listen to that and the start of herbs. Let me get going because this is going to go on for several days because herbs are very important in our life. Um, Thyme, great in teas, great immune booster, packed in vitamin C, packed in vitamin A, copper, fiber, iron, and magnesium. Awesome. It can be mixed with other things in tea to make, green teas, black teas, or even a white tea. And we're going to go over the different colors of tea and why there's different colors of tea and how to make the teas and how to bag these things up. Thyme. We just did that. Sage. Sage. You got rose. Um, you got sage that bears flowers. You got this regular sage used in a lot of cooking. Um, there's a sage that I lost the name here. Pineapple sage. Pineapple sage is great in tea. Um, there's 5 or 6 different types of sage. Sage is a perennial. It will grow year round if you let it. It will die if you leave it outside in the cold environments. But sage is great with iron, calcium, magnesium, zinc. Zinc is great in fighting off COVID and other uh, cold types of illnesses. Vitamins high in A, C, E, K, and B6. It's great for the mouth, menopause, memory and brain health, lowers your cholesterol, and helps with aging. We're all getting older. Tarragon. This is a great insulin herb. Helps improve sleep patterns, increases the appetite, helps with pain. Parsley is an herb. Um, I use it on potatoes, dried parsley. It can be used fresh in many, many, many salad types of dishes, potato salad, regular salad, but full of antitoxins. Helps with bone health if you've got weak bones. Got cancer fighting substances in it, protects the eyes, heart. Bay leaf, rich source of vitamin A and C, iron, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. A lot of people have migraines. Bay leaf will help with migraines. There's nothing better than herbs. Listen, folks, nothing better than natural herbs using natural remedies to cure just about anything. We all go to the medicine cabinet, run off to the store, and pay big dollars for medicine. or go to the pharmacy and get things. Almost everything you can grow. Most herbs will take care of just about anything, any ailment there is. You know, dandelion is an invasive weed. Yet, get this, dandelion, dandelion wine, dandelion tea, dandelions in your salad. Yet it's a weed and most people kill it. Mint. There's so many types of mint to grow. Peppermint, spearmint, and don't let people think you're getting peppermint or spearmint and they give you mint. Know your mints. Okay, you got chocolate mint. You got strawberry mint. You know, there are so many types of mints. You got um, uh, grapefruit mint, chocolate mint, mocharan mint. Bee balm is a type of mint. Lemon balm is a type of mint. Sage, pineapple sage is actually a type of mint. Did you know you can grow your own sugar? Stevia is a very fast and big growing plant, several feet tall. Stevia is a substitute for sugar. Stevia is a substitute for sugar. Sugar is very expensive. You can grow stevia in a container outside your door that puts sugar in your tea, coffee, or drinks. You know, that's to me that's very important. So mints are great for green teas. Green teas, mint. You know, even the chocolate mint. Chocolate mint sort of smells like chocolate, licorice chocolate, and the different types of mints. Mint's a good filler to mix with other types of uh, dehydrated tea particles, just to give it a little bit of flavor. You might be having something that's a little bit sour. You give it a little bit of mint, drop a little bit of ground up stevia leaf in there, and now you got something really, really tasty. And that's how we're going to start to learn what herbs we put together to make a tea. So I can see we're running out of time, so I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. We're going to carry on with more herbs tomorrow, and then I'm going to give you some links to go online to find out about these. Then I'm going to tell you how to make and what different types of herbs to put in your teas, the different types of teas that I made, um, and I'm just give you something to think about. Nasterium, nasterium. This is a beautiful flower. I'm going to see if I can uh, find it. Most people haven't heard of these types of teas. Just like the toothache plant. You know, and nasterium plant images. Now, take a look at this plant. It's very, very beautiful. Um, Yet the whole plant is edible, makes great tea. Nasterium. It has the flowers are about 2 inches, can be 1 to 2 inches in diameter. The flowers, the leaves can be small to about 2+ inches. So the leaf and a small portion of the stem is what you dehydrate or dry, and the flowers. This is a great tea. Um, First of all, it's an annual flower. Now I have one growing in my greenhouse right now. That's made it through some very cold winter nights. But I will you replant them in the spring. But nasterium, you know, let me tell you the tea benefits. Now, just let me read about this exotic tea, so that and this is great for the immune system. It cures colds, coughs, and sore throats, and as well as bacteria and fungal infection. Can high amounts of magnesium, iron, and beta carotene, vitamin C. So these plants are great for teas, and you know you don't take any of these herbs and drink 20 glasses of tea a day. You know most of these, you drink one or two glasses, and growing your own tea bags can be expensive. I get a lot of my tea from Kenya, and it's a dark tea, but I use that also to mix in some of my homemade teas. The tea from Kenya is so much better than the tea that's shoved in tea bags and put in this country. You know, so I hope everyone got something out of this. I hope everyone learned something. We're going to carry on. I'm going to go back over the love scenario in the morning tomorrow. But remember, love never stops being patient. Love never stops believing. Love never stops hoping, and love never gives up. Always find the best in everyone and love everyone the same way you love God. Don't love any one person less than you love God. Love everyone the same, unconditionally. Have a blessed night, everyone. God bless each and every one of you that listen to this video.